Hello and welcome to the inaugural Chess.com Invitational presented by Discraft. It is our first stop in 2024. What is time? I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are your two tired geese.
Honk.
Honk. It's only Saturday and we're already tired. That's the first event of the season for you, especially when it's on a mountain somehow in Florida.
I feel like you walk up and down almost more than D-Glow.
Mm-hmm.
It's an
you sure do,
impressive amount
especially
of elevation gain.
Especially on the back nine where we have a bunch of 4s and 5s that are super cool cliff shots. Look at this front nine. Everyone just getting so many birdies, acting like it's not that hard out there, but this course is absolutely brutal.
Not by looking at Holyn Handley's scorecard. Bogey-free 5 down, Ella Hansen bogey-free 4 down. Natalie Ryan with 4 in a row to get to 2 down.
We watched Eveliina start out with 4 birdies in a row and cool off just a little bit.
Finish with a birdie, though.
Yep, let's start out with hole 10. One of the last par 3s on the course at 308 feet. I call it the backbone hole. It kind of works its way down this little ledge. It drops off on the left and right-hand side. Not really any out of bounds you're worried about. It's more just some really thick shul on both sides. I like a fairway driver here. It's slightly downhill, so you can cover that 308 feet of distance pretty effectively. Something that hyzer flips up to flat and just pushes straight, maybe getting a good little skip at the end.
Some of these ladies probably going mid-range. Eveliina going champ TL3. Works the right side. Gonna have a look at it.
That is a great place to mistake if you're going to. The main thing you want to avoid is that middle tree and kicking left early. This kind of crashing into the right side is perfectly fine.
Or rather, just kind of skimming it, like Natalie and Eveliina both did. You don't want to crash. You want to just gently brush. Holyn? Man. I mean, that was like a good result.
Yeah.
It was really low out of her hand.
I did the exact same thing today. There's like a little magic trampoline right at the right side base of that middle tree. Yeah.
Is it labeled? I'm going to aim for it tomorrow.
You get right in circle 2.
Okay. I'll take it. Ella working that right side. She went mid-range here, C-line MD1. Gonna land a little shorter than Natalie and Eveliina. Can barely see the top of the basket, looks like.
Yesterday, we only had 3 birdies on this hole. Today, a similar situation.
I feel like that's the story, like only 3 birdies on so many of these ones out here. Turns out they're hard.
Yeah, here at Olympus Disc Golf Course, the par 3s are not easy.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of a grip lock there. Natalie stretched out. And gonna putt from a similar distance, but at least not nearly as obstructed. Good to take your time in moments like those when you're just mad at yourself. Natalie missing pin high, but left, or chain high rather.
Eveliina skies it. Thankfully, it comes in soft. She'll have a tap-in par. And looks like that is going to be what we get on our lead card out here today. We're round of pars. There were only 3 birdies again. Like I said, Allie Smith, Hannah Bloomerus. We got to watch her at the end of the front 9. And Jessica Weiss.
And a bogey for Natalie there. Jessica Weiss was on my card. She parked it. It was gorgeous.
Backhand?
Yeah, little backhand on the right side, similar to Hannah's.
Hole 11, the last par 3 of the day, and I would say probably the most difficult to access.
Missy making it look easy there.
We got a low ceiling and a high floor, and
she got this one yesterday too. One of the few. Yes, I feel like there's only 2 or something here yesterday.
Let's see here.
And statistics, as we know, are all about feeling, so I'm probably right.
Yeah, hole 11, there was only 3 birdies yesterday.
I should have guessed that. I literally just said so many had 3. Holyn still leading the way here. And here we go, hole 11, par 3, 330, another high floor, low ceiling. You can work a flex shot in the early gap. We just passed through this gap on the right over here, or just fly the same path as the drone, which is more of a straight shot, but often those shots fade out to the left here in those final trees. Good, and it's just like the story of this course, I feel like on the par 3s, a good shot will typically find you in circle 2. Pretty difficult to get inside the circle like Missy just did. And Eveliina working the flex, getting a little lucky through one of those trees, and she smokes this thing. I have no idea where she is.
Yeah.
She's way down there, though.
I actually ended up in a similar place today because if you turn something over and just get lucky through everything, there's nothing to work with over there at all. It's the farther you go, the worse it gets as well. And it makes it really awkward to come back to the green because it's on a pretty steep slope right here.
Sure.
Lots of little teeny viney stuff over there as well. So there's not really one clean line where you can get in.
Holyn with an ESP Athena gets to circle 2. Ella with a Metal Flake FD.
What a great shot.
Yeah, she inside the circle there?
I think so. Natalie got this hole yesterday, one of the 3 birdies. Oh. That was not the line she took. Wow.
She's in the circle. Wow, that was a small gap that she just went through to get there. Great power, obviously.
Yeah.
Great angle, but a little bit of a good break there.
You can see Eveliina having to go high to try to get over all those little viney things, and it's not easy.
Yeah, not a bad effort. Not a good result, though.
It's almost like an instant bogey over there. It's so weird.
Yeah, I've never even seen what that's like over there.
There's nothing.
Yeah. Holyn comes up short on her circle 2 birdie bid. Eveliina just outside the circle for a par save. This is very uphill. Like all the hills out here, just so uphill. Don't do it.
I almost said thankfully both of their shots laid down because this green is so mean.
Really scenic, idyllic, just gorgeous, but mean. Ugh. Ella misses her birdie chance, but stays close. Tap in par. Eveliina with some work left to do here for her bogey save. No. Okay, a little closer every time. Mm-hmm. And that was well done. It's hard to focus after a couple, little rollaways like that.
And how steep this uphill putt is, it's really tough to just putt your normal routine. Whew.
That's a great putt and birdie from Natalie there.
Wow, both Natalie and Missy getting it 2 days in a row. That is
so
crazy. Strange, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy Ronsley, the 3rd one to get it today. Shout out. And that is the last par 3 on the course.
Do you feel like we're in a video game with the new music?
Yes.
I kind of feel like,
Pick your player.
Like a side, I'm looking at a side scroller of some kind.
Hole 12, 606 feet. A very gettable par 4. Everyone's kind of hoping for the birdie here. You want to go way, way downhill, but you don't really want to throw a backhand hyzer like it looks from the tee pad. You want to throw something that finishes a little bit more right. I love a sidearm here or a mid-range that turns really gently. The second shot is all about just scrambling because there's a good bit of guardian trees and they're spaced apart in a very strange way where there's not just one good fairway. So don't go too far straight. Don't go too far right.
Oh, slip.
And don't go too far left because there is out of bounds.
Out of bounds. There's OB over there.
Oh,
I feel
didn't know
justified in all our complaints of the tee pads that we finally saw someone slip.
Yeah.
And the tee pads also just largely due to the the weather and the ground. Like it's not trying to rag on the Pro Tour or anything, but
it's also
just from the rain yesterday.
Yeah, the turf is not wearing as well as everyone hoped, I think. But I said on this tee pad exactly because I wanted to throw a sidearm. I said I feel really bad for all the sidearm people today because trying to plant forward. That's what it's like. It's hard for a backhand plant, but the forward step where you're like pushing on your toe.
Ella kind of flirting with that OB just a little bit, but she's going to be safe. This hole's interesting because you can throw, backhand, forehand, and you can throw anything from a mid-range to a full driver. Like I like fairway driver. Eveliina going destroyer here.
Yeah, she had the right idea. It did turn over a little too much. She's going to be pinched. Thankfully, it did come down the wall a little bit because if you get stuck up there, it is brutal. Kind of maybe an oversight almost because you can land on the wall so high that you can't even get to your disc. It's really
I mean, we have to remember this is a new layout and there's definitely some kinks to work out and a little bit more cleaning up to do. But I really hope we get to come back and play this next year.
I think after a year, this course is going to be amazing.
Totally. So Natalie re-teeing. I don't know that she had to do that, but she probably figured she can get a lot closer
Yeah, I like that
way
play.
than, going down the hill a little bit and being kind of trapped on the right side. Oh, Eveliina in a pretty weird spot.
Fortunately, Natalie going to find the owl. He claims all the discs that land inside his circle.
Okay. I didn't know about this.
It's a local legend.
Some local lore here? Yeah. Tell me the legends. Wow, what a shot from Eveliina.
Yay, we get to watch it again. Blind,
Look
patent
at this
pending.
angle control, too. It's so easy to turn that into, a roller or have it just kind of be
Fluff
two nose
out.
up and fluff out. Yeah. Technical terms.
Ella trying to get a skip into the green, and it does work.
Well done.
And the crowd loves it.
They sure do. Holyn with her tongue out every time. So funny.
Working hard.
Yeah. She gets caught up somewhere in Circle 2 land.
Natalie after her re-tee.
Is there any other folklore about this owl? I feel like it's a good spot. Holyn comes up short on her birdie bid there. Eveliina looking to bounce back from that double on the last hole, and
Wow.
she sure does.
What a birdie.
Mm-hmm. I am pretty surprised from where she was. Really amazing second shot.
Yeah, I just never would have thought. Even from the wide open, it's sometimes tough to access the screen.
Yeah, quite a few guardian trees. Ella comes up short. She's frustrated on her birdie attempt.
There were 9 birdies on this par 4. And if you look at the par 4s, a lot of them, I think there's probably more total birdies on the par 4s than there are on all the par 3s.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's right. And again, that's what's important in statistics.
It's our feelings. Mm-hmm. Let's watch Missy attack this hole 12. Look at this beautiful downhill shot. Talk about angle control.
Yes.
So good.
Keep talking about it. That was gorgeous.
She's in a perfect place to just chip a little hyzer onto the green. She gets through all the guardian trees.
Leaves it a little wide, though. Has a little bit of work.
The tiniest bit of work.
I mean, left side ringer, but all right. Let's go back to back, Missy. Keep talking about them angles.
Yep. A little low, but that's fine. It is going to be challenging.
I don't know. No, center's more important, I think, than distance here, because there's like that right side hyzer play from there. It's nice to get farther, but that's all you actually need, I think. Henna blasting faster, though. Obviously, that's better. But yeah, there's this right side.
Wow, I didn't know that was there.
Yeah, she does catch one tree, but it's definitely the most open over there.
I'm always just so far down the fairway.
Oh, my God.
Wow, look at this approach. Missy.
Do it, Missy.
Come on.
Sweet.
Was she? How deep in circle 2 was that?
Almost all the way. I think I saw the
Wow.
tassels. Wow, and that's 3 in a row for Missy.
Cool.
Natalie gonna take the bogey, which is well done with the re-tee.
Brought back by popular demand. Z-Lite plastic from Discraft. Disc that you already know and love, now available in lighter weights. Z-Lite, more distance with less effort.
Hole 13 is a par 4, 426 feet. We did just see a little preview of that. A backhand turnover works, a forehand works. You just want to work your way through this pretty narrow gap. Landing on the right side is definitely better than the left. And then the way the drone is flying here, there's more gaps on the right side for the right hand backhand hyzer than really any other line. If you try to just go straight at it from the middle of the fairway, it looks like a wall of trees. I mean, they're all only 5 feet apart and just in a line. So you do see some mid-range layups, but also we are just seeing women trying to absolutely annihilate this tee shot, and doesn't matter where you land, just deal with it. It's only 426, so it's a short par 4. There is like a weird hyzer route we saw Paige try to take yesterday on the right, but I don't think very many people are doing that. Gosh, that's huge.
It's really narrow over there, and a lot more trouble that you can get into. I think it's really smart here to just kind of crash something in as far as you can. Kicking early right and early left can be pretty brutal, but as long as you get through this first little line of trees, you're pretty set on scrambling to the green.
I think the forehand's the best shape for the fairway to land in the ideal landing zone. Like the backhand obviously can work, but I think the forehand is an ideal play for placement.
Yeah, the backhand almost has to be more of a stable or overstable disc on a flex, whereas everyone's throwing more like kind of understable right finishing shots.
And so that's the gap that I'm talking about that Missy was trying to hit from back there. Like it's pretty wide coming in. Ella lined up to just throw straight through it. Solid approach shot there. That's so funny. Holyn getting caught up, but she's, only 20 feet away?
Eveliina having to flex a forehand around. This looks great.
Yeah, so pretty. Great control there. That's like my favorite shot in disc golf, just a gently turning forehand.
It's so fun to watch.
And do.
Natalie kind of cutting the corner, but she gets through and she will be just outside the bullseye.
Holyn, a little over 20 feet left for her birdie here. Not quite making the putts like she was earlier in the round.
This is one that everyone really wants to get. It's the second easiest hole of the day. It's I don't want to say it's a gimme birdie, but it's one that you don't have to have laser focus to get.
You can be foggy and still get this one. I mean, at only 426, you should, but there are a lot of trees in the way. That's a really solid putt from Eveliina, going 2 in a row there. Make up for that double bogey.
Yep, Ella and Eveliina getting the birdies here.
Natalie a bit obstructed. Hits the right side, chains and falls out.
Pearl splashing out.
Two birdies, 2 pars.
And on to the first par 5. I think it's the only par. No, the first par 5 of the day.
There's 2.
Wow.
Oh, check out Missy now, 6 down through 13. All
Dang.
right. All right.
I just realized that 3 of the last 5 holes are par 5s.
Oh, there are 3.
So you want to throw something over this micro bluff that we love. A nice hyzer is great, just a dummy hyzer. The farther you get is better, obviously, of course, but no real trouble you have to worry about as long as it is left finishing. From that point on, there's a bunch of different ways you can go. The most open way is to work the left side of the fairway, but there's no beeline over there, so you got to be careful and not have anything that's too skippy on any of your shots as you get into the green. It's very well guarded, but this is a gettable birdie by anyone in the field as long as you get over this micro bluff.
Yep. That's casual water. So Eveliina, they did add a drop zone because someone threw a disc into the water yesterday and then they couldn't find it and she had to re-tee, which
was classified as a lost disc.
Yeah.
Just kind of a rules oversight. Again, a new course, trying to figure things out.
Wow. Huge shot from Ella.
Also,
that's going to be perfect.
That water I don't think is always there. They just had a lot of rain.
A lot of rain. It's receded since we've been here for sure. Holyn a little early, maybe a little bit of a slip there. There is some OB over there. She does drop safe, and she's actually even on top.
Even with some sun on this tee pad, it was especially slippery, and we talked about wishing that this one was good, because you want to be able to plant and throw a powerful shot over this bluff.
You can tell Holyn and Natalie not quite committing all the way, but I mean, they're up there. Honestly, they could still birdie if they get, at least 250 feet from there, maybe 300.
So I feel like Eveliina is just going to go huge here.
So here's the drop zone that they added. And she's trying to go big. So no penalty. This is her second shot. Does get caught up. She might have a chance to birdie it with something amazing, but
It would
par
have-
definitely well in play.
Yeah, for sure. Holyn first forced to get down on a knee on her second shot, and this is kind of the story of hole 5 if it's not going well, and it's getting caught up in these little fairway trees, and you can sometimes just like get caught up, boom, oops, I got a bogey. This line of trees that we see Holyn, Eveliina, and Natalie all caught up in is normally close to where people are throwing their second shots from, like we see Ella.
Yeah, I mean, Ella, though, that's the farthest drive I've seen.
Mm-hmm. It was smoked. She's
on the right side, which actually
It's fine.
It is fine. There's actually some great routes over there. It's like initially more pinched and then actually a little bit easier in places. And you're not messing with this OB.
Oh,
Holyn
my
just
goodness.
trickles back in bounds.
She can still par. Eveliina loved the huge sidearm. It's not going to let her get all the way there, but she will have a very easy birdie look. I should say straightforward.
There you go. Ooh, Natalie turns this forehand over. This doesn't have a chance of coming back in. Natalie now throwing 5, just looking to put this one close. She's trying to hyzer something in here.
Yeah, a nice angle from her out of bounds position, but she unfortunately catches that last little grouping of trees on the way into the green.
Maybe just outside the circle. It's hard to tell where the MPOT pad is, pin is and ours is, makes the tassels look like chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Holyn with a great 4th shot there. She's right around the bullseye.
Eveliina's third. We get to watch Erika's favorite shot into the green.
That's not my favorite shot. She hit something. No, it's pretty.
She's only about
pretty
15
good.
feet from the basket there.
Uh-huh. Oh, there it is again. I love it.
Ooh.
Oh.
Pinballing to the bullseye.
Nice putt.
With an OB stroke, a bogey ain't bad.
Yeah. Still, I mean, she's taken 2 bogeys on some fairly easy to get, well, distance-wise, easy to get birdies. You don't have to throw that far to get the birdies.
Eveliina kind of starting to rush her putts a little bit. But she'll get away with a par here on this par 5. There were only 6 birdies today.
And kind of surprising to only see 1 here on our lead card, but Ella's was an absolute tap-in. Best drive I've seen.
Yeah, she made that hole look simple.
I was distracted the whole time because I feel like my autobiography should be called something like Difficulties on the Micro Bluff or something. You said something like that earlier, and I was like, there's something there that resonates with me. So
It's poetic.
I'm going to muse about that and let you know what I come up with. Hole 15 is another downhill par 5, 851 feet. You just want to be in the fairway. Obviously, that sounds silly, but it is really easy to get off the fairway on this one. So straight and in the middle is more important than far. You start to go back uphill, and it's always farther than it looks. It's like an optical illusion going back up to this thing. There is an OB cliff on the right as you get closer to the pin. Again, birdieable by everyone in the field, but trouble early, and you're lucky to get a bogey.
And this downhill makes angle control so important.
Mm-hmm.
Being a little bit left side, there's a bubble over there that is a nice place to land, but these trees often grab discs, and it makes the second shot so hard. And at that point, you're almost kind of just having to settle for par.
Yeah. If your first shot isn't in the fairway, like,
Yeah, it's
par's
tough.
going to be great here. Gonna love a par. This is smoked from Holyn.
Although one thing Holyn and Ella do have and Eveliina, is they have really huge sidearms. So if they can straddle out and throw a distant sidearm, they can still save a birdie.
That's true. Eveliina fading into that bubble, just caught up a little bit. Let's see. Holyn was a titanium Undertaker. That was unbelievable. So good.
Natalie with that nice nose down angle.
That's looking great as well. This is a C-line FD. Fantastic.
You can tell she's been here for 3 weeks practicing that shot because it's hard to get your disc to go so nice and flat.
Yeah, matching kind of the angle of the hillside's really a difficult challenge, and you got to do it all day long out here.
Ella does get some distance on that sidearm, but it's in a little bit of the wrong direction. There is room over there, however, for her to go over the top of the trees. We'll see what she decides.
Yeah, I like this better from Eveliina.
Me too.
Kind of hugging the left side, and she's lined up really nicely for that next gap to still potentially get a birdie.
So Natalie's right in the middle.
Man, they're so far.
Yeah, the shot's still a little scary, though, because if you find yourself on the left or right side, it can be tough to even get out.
Yeah, that could prove challenging there. We'll see. Holyn, oh my gosh.
Wow.
She did this yesterday too, and she got to, it was like just outside circle 2 for kind of an eagle look. I think
Wow.
she's even farther today.
Oh my goodness.
Where is she? Zoom out.
It's crazy that she's through that gap, that second gap.
I know. Most of the time you're laying up to that gap on your second shot.
Ella taking to the sky. This is scary because
Ooh.
there is an out of bounds line down the right-hand side.
Ooh, she's
In it.
yeah, in it. And man, she'll probably not get that disc back either. Eveliina throwing 3. Again, a little farther than it looks here. That's a really full rip. I assume that's a mid-range. You kind of think you can throw like putter and just chill, but no, you got to it's up there. You got to do it.
Yeah, I keep trying to throw a mid and coming up short, and I just haven't learned my lesson.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Holyn coming in
Oh, yeah.
perfect speed
Yeah,
into
she
the
is.
bullseye.
Oof, Natalie
But
really stretched out.
only throwing 3, so,
Yeah, right. But still,
still.
with that drive,
I
not
know.
a bummer. Splash zone, get ready. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that was going to happen. I was just being dumb. What a great putt.
That is amazing. Yeah, let's watch this one again. Just a little jumper.
Wow.
Pretty. Dead center.
Birdie save. You don't see those very often. Good basket. Ella with her own birdie save attempt. Right height, misses to the right side though.
It's crazy to see our lead card ladies' errors be for birdies and for pars.
Right.
I'm just, you watch a lot of errors be for like bogey or double bogey.
Right. Again, birdie save is like a new one for me.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
said that. But 851 starting downhill, again, distance isn't the challenge here. It's like about landing zones largely. And if you get that distance, it makes it so easy to at least par.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, right now, the leaders are averaging 1,000 rated.
Yesterday's, what was it? 6 down was 1023, I believe.
Wow. Yeah. Top 3 averaging 1,000 rated in FPO right now. Crazy.
Let's jump back to Missy Gannon, who is, I believe, sitting 6 down right now. Love that shot, flirting with the OB. We'll give you the breakdown on this one, but Missy has lined herself up perfectly for this second shot. Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
Man, that would have been nuts.
There's an out of bounds line on the left side as well. She would have found that. So thank the basket. And that was just about as perfect as you can play it. So through hole 15.
Holyn once again in solo first. Missy now in a tie for second with Ella. She's 7 down with that birdie.
Incredible.
Uh-huh.
Hole 16 at 724 feet. Most people not taking the route that the drone is flying. They're going to the left of that initial pine tree, flexing a shot, hopefully past this corner and not turned over into the out of bounds barbed wire area. Once you get here, ideally you have this nice straight shot. Most players taking this right side route with a pushing hyzer or a mid or something that pushes nice and straight and doesn't flare skip to the left, because there's an OB line within about 20 feet of the basket on the left-hand side.
Ooh, I love a sidearm here.
Me too.
I got to work on my distance sidearm so I could do all these things that I like to see but can't quite do. But that's awesome.
But by distance sidearm here, I mean this has to be an absolute crush.
I know. Yeah, it does.
That is, even with a distance sidearm, on this hole, it's so impressive.
Listen, just let me dream, all right?
Yeah, dream big, baby.
Thank you. This is the more, I would say, common play. Takes the fence largely out of play. There was a headwind when we came through. I'm not sure if they're dealing with it here. So overturning it is definitely in play. Evelina's doing that right now, and she's going to be out of bounds.
Headwind and a little left to right. So if you show that the underside of the disc, it is gone.
Ella disking down to a mid-range, which I think is really smart, particularly with the wind. Kind of minimize the possible errors. Eveliina, I'm actually surprised, could take a little bit more relief from that barbed wire fence, but she gets caught up. Ella's second. That's looking good.
This is one of my favorite shots on the course. I just think it's so much fun.
It's very gratifying to hit it right.
Wow, Holyn going sidearm.
Just how you draw it up. Well, okay. Yeah, that wasn't great.
It's fine, though.
Yeah,
she can
sure
still
is
get
fine.
up and down for par.
Natalie, a little bit of a late release here.
Great reaction, though.
Huh.
Where are we?
Where are we?
I don't know.
Oh.
Okay.
We're by the basket.
Maybe a little deep.
That's that fence to the parking
Advertisement
lot.
wall?
Yeah, you're right. Natalie's third, just putting it close for the tap-in par. Not the most fun spot. Hard to give it a real run from here. Good effort, though.
There were only 4 birdies today on this hole.
There's one.
Man, I love the mid-range play off the tee. It's
Me too.
so smart.
And Ella's one of the best mid-range throwers we have in the game, you know, from the tee in particular. Was there more pars today? Yesterday, this had a huge bogey percentage, or above par anyway.
44% of the field getting a bogey on this one. Hole 16 playing rough.
Yeah, the final 3 are so challenging.
Especially with the wind we had today.
Yeah, not as bad as yesterday, but definitely
Just the direction.
significant. Yeah, direction. And by the end of the round, definitely much harder than the beginning of the round.
Not as consistent as yesterday either. But when it gusted, it was a nice little breeze. And we start up the hill to the famous throw down the mountain hole, hole 18. Hole 17 is the filler in between.
Holyn still in solo first. Ella also 6 down. Missy 7 down. Solo third right now. 17 is interesting. You can go left side that the drone is flying. There's a right side gap. You can go backhand or forehand in either way. You could lay up here. You could try to go across the water. Water's obviously OB. There's an OB line deep here. If you go to the right, there's a mandatory that comes into play, and then a sidearm approach. It is very split. If you watched yesterday, you will know that the field is very divided, more than normal, on which route is the best route. Very uncommon. I think we'll probably see changes to this hole. Like, it's so odd. The whole card will split up and go completely opposite directions to complete the hole. It's bizarre.
And it's only 441 feet, but I mean, the way that the spots you can find on this hole, if you make a mistake, can make it play like 4,000 feet.
Yeah.
There's just,
At least.
there's so much out of bounds as well. if you go the other direction.
I think this is the best play. If you have the distance sidearm, she even goes a little deep. If you get to that corner, it's a pretty straightforward forehand chip shot from there. It's not that far.
Natalie sticking to the kind of truer route. I think the way it was intended to be played.
Sucker route.
And that is
Just kidding.
so
That's so good.
good.
Yeah, she'll have a straight shot at it. That's a harder shot to execute is all. That the reason I like the right side is it's a simpler approach shot once you're up there.
I know.
Natalie still has to throw a dead straight shot a little bit farther.
I've been a left shot chooser.
Okay.
But I think the right side is the way. I mean, even with these mistakes, it's just so much easier to recover, and there's no out of bounds.
Yeah, just a mandatory. It has its own troubles, don't get me wrong, but yeah, the no out of bounds is enticing.
You can see Ella kind of showing
Struggling.
us, where these places are.
Yeah, getting tangled.
But no out of bounds strokes. That is what can kill you going the other
On the
direction.
left side, yeah, they stack a little bit more. Whereas it's like even in some of these rough spots we're seeing, it's pretty easy to save at least a bogey from the right. This is another one. Well, what's the percentage of over par here? It's got to be
half stroke over par.
Yeah.
Again, 44% of the field with bogey, 44 par.
So a little bit better than yesterday. I think yesterday was over half.
Mm-hmm. Natalie making this hole look so easy.
Making it look, really easy. It's very difficult to get across the water like she did in her first shot. You don't see very many women successfully doing that.
No, it's totally blind. And the further you try, the more you try to bite off, the more the OB pinches. So
For sure. Holyn lays up. She's going to have a little bit of a putt left for her par. Ella going to have to settle for bogey here. Eveliina, though, birdie opportunity. Comes up short. This is to keep Holland's bogey-free streak alive.
Wow.
Hands it. No doubts.
I think bogey free is more impressive than getting a bunch of birdies.
Oh, yeah.
It just is so crazy to not make mistakes on this course and not find those punishing spots.
Well, her mistakes, result in pars. She still made a few. I mean, she could be have twice as many birdies, honestly, which is just nuts.
Mm-hmm. Like she said to you, there's always more out there.
Always more. Little bit of everything here on hole 17.
Natalie tapping in her birdie, one of only 5 on the day today, and the only one on our lead card.
And proving that left side over the pond is absolutely the best route that you can take.
Let's watch Henna play hole 17.
She chooses the layup play. She's a little bit on the left-hand side here. Doesn't love it, but will probably have a good forehand approach from there if she can stretch out a little.
It's brutal over there. She may have nothing.
I think she's going backhand. Yeah, I guess.
Changing
look
her
at her
mind.
change plans. And I think that's far enough to get to the corner. And she's still going backhand. This is nobody does this.
She doesn't really throw sidearms.
I know, but like to not go sidearm here and go layup, then corner, then backhand on the obvious forehand approach shot is wild.
This is
It doesn't work.
Oh, that's way early too.
Oh, yeah, she's in there.
Oh my gosh, this makes me feel so much better about my hole 17.
Wow, okay. I mean, she's still going to save a bogey here, which is pretty impressive after changing plans halfway through the hole.
She has a circle's edge putt to save bogey.
Wow. All right, let's
That's
be
scary.
really critical.
No, it's normal. Circle's edge is hard for bogey.
Yeah, you're right. Dang. Proving that the left side to right side backhand play is the worst combination. I'm just kidding. Holyn 6 down in the lead going into the final hole. Missy Gannon 7 down. Wow, so good.
7 down, not good enough to take the lead. Crazy.
Nuts.
And here we are at the namesake hole for throwing down the mountain. Hole 18, 680 feet. You have to get out of this gap early. You're done. Low, you're done. Left side, there's an out of bounds line. Straight, there's an out of bounds line right around that pond. If you land out of bounds and never cross in, you have to go to the drop zone. You can try to go to the top from there. If you do not land up top, you go to another drop zone that's about, I would say, a 55-foot death putt from up in the flat. There's a bunch of different ways you can play out of bounds and a bunch of different ways you can throw here, forehand, backhand. We had a ripping headwind today.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we did yesterday too.
It was more like left to right yesterday. Today was just like screaming head.
Dang. Yeah, it made it really difficult.
I feel like Natalie and Holyn both just kind of like panic through. That's how you feel up there with the wind just blowing in your face so hard. And you're like, I know I have to cover so much ground.
I hope this lands in bounds because Eveliina just smoked this forehand.
Wow.
So good.
Dead center too, and so far down there.
Star Destroyer. Yeah, she can, I don't want to say easily get up there on her second shot for an eagle chance, but she's far enough where she can certainly attempt it with a pretty good chance of success compared to if you land kind of shorter. Oh no.
Man.
Ella finding that bubble of
I
OB.
really hate that little finger that sticks out right there.
But Ella can take it from up there if she wants to. This drop zone is optional if you crossed in.
Natalie,
She made it yesterday. From the drop zone, made it up there, makes it today too.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Birdie save attempt, another one.
Holyn gonna try to do the same here.
Come on, not quite. So Holyn gonna have to go up to that next drop zone. Ella taking it up where her disc went out.
Wow, just a little hyzer up the hill, no big deal.
And she's in.
Nice.
Putting for birdie.
They're making this look easy.
It's
is
so hard.
So hard.
Yeah.
Even you can see a little plateau right in front of Eveliina. Even throwing from there. Mm-hmm. The power. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So
Eveliina
impressive.
up in 2. Eagle chance.
Mind blown. Holyn, double OB, trying to get the par here.
For the bogey-free round. Dang.
No, hole 18 took it away.
That's the one to do it, though.
That.
Still a great round. Ooh,
Wow.
okay,
Come
Ella.
on.
Let's finish it strong with a birdie.
Getting a birdie with an OB stroke is blowing my
I
mind.
know. Wow. What a putt to finish.
So good with everyone there to cheer to. Mm-hmm. What a ham, Ella.
Let's go.
Just a little bit low for Natalie's birdie save. Par is just fine on hole 18, though.
Let's get it, Eveliina. Eagle chance here. Oh, man.
Yes.
We did it. I feel like I was a part of that.
Awesome.
What a finish.
We had Ella eagle it yesterday. Eveliina today.
Such a solid putt there for Eagle. Really confident. And Holyn, who led really all around. I think she was in a tie at one point. Finishes with her only bogey of the round here. Still 5 down on the day. Natalie, I think she's 2 down. They're going to do the math for us in a second, so I'll just wait for that.
Look at that little chess piece basket. Let's see how
Little
Missy
pond.
finishes her round.
With a putt.
A great looking
I'm not
putt.
sure the score.
And also
Yeah.
canning her final putt of the day.
You'll love to see it. They sure look happy. Missy that had to be a par. She finished with 7 down. I remember seeing that earlier.
Yep. And
Leaders here.
Holyn Handley with such a great round today. In a tie with Ella Hansen, who managed to pull off a 6 down. Missy Gannon in that third place position with her 7 down round. Is
Hot
that
round.
of the weekend so far,
Yeah,
right?
was she bogey free too?
I believe so. Yes. God, that's so impressive.
And then
rated at 10-18 unofficially.
Wow.
Evelina finishing off with an eagle to get back to 3
yeah,
down.
and make the lead card again for tomorrow.
And that will wrap it up with the top 4. We have one more round at the Chess.com Open. It's supposed to be sunny again and a lot drier conditions, hopefully on the ground as well.
Yeah, hopefully we'll complain a little bit less about some stuff tomorrow.
I think we could see better than a 7 down.
Yeah.
I really do think that.
I'll guess 8.
Yeah, I think 8. I think that's fair.
Great.
So please come hang with us at the first event of the season. It's 2024. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.